Hello, everybody. So let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm not sure who's here right now. My StreamYard chat is still loading, so not sure who's here. This is kind of like this is definitely not a planned live. I think I just put the thing up right now, literally like a couple of minutes before. So to my mods, if you're here, thank you so much for being here on such short notice. I thought I'd go live early because right now everyone is still sleeping in my house. Oh, okay, I can see chat now. Hold on, let me scroll on up. I'm gonna move my mic away from me. Let me see. Who do we have here? Hey, Kay, thank you for being here. I seen Sweet Pea was already here. Thank you, Sweet Pea. And then we got Sky. Good morning, Sky. We got Georgie, all the way from Australia. Well, hello, hello. The Process, Michelle, Mullery, is that it? Let me see, who else do we have? Hey, beautiful people. Blazer, Desiree from South Africa. Wow, well, thank you for watching. Hi, Cat Whisper. And I feel like my voice sounds funny. And this is something I was talking to Sky a little bit about voices and stuff like that, like our voice. I'm on minimal sleep. I worked last night, so I got home actually got in bed to go to sleep around 6. And then I got up at 8 and I thought I'm just going to go live super early. Let's do it. And if you hear noise in the background, it's me drinking coffee because I need it. Hey, Delana, thank you for being here. Delana's like, God, you didn't even let me know. I didn't let any mods know. You guys just, sorry, mods. This is like last minute. I normally don't go live on the weekend. Hey, Deco Painter, how are you? From Tennessee. Hey, what's up? Hey, B. Oh, right now I don't look beautiful. Girl, I'm on 2 hours of sleep. I have my hair in a bun. I got a big old hoodie on. My glasses. Hey, so is it Shonda? Did I say that correct? Shonda. If I said it correct, everyone, she just became a member. I think it was yesterday, and give her a big welcome. And she said that I'm the first channel that she ever became a member for. So I honestly felt so like, I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for picking my channel. I felt special. Hey, Kay, thank you. Thank you, Kay, for always coming in strong. All right, guys, so I'm just going to get right into it. Obviously, we're going to be talking about Gabby Petito Case today. And I did go on Brian Eaton Twitter to see if he had any updates for us this morning. And it's been really quiet. Nothing major going on at all, like nothing breaking right now at all going on with the case-wise as of today, which is the 25th. But I'm just going to share some stuff that he posted. So let me just do that really quick. And also a couple of you were emailing me this morning asking me about if you guys were hearing their moving trucks at the residence, but no, they're not at the property. There are moving trucks on the street. It looks like one of the neighbors is moving, you guys. So it isn't the Laundry family like trying to move out of there. Imagine if they were though. Fuck. No, so let me just pull this up for you so I can just show you guys. So this was his most how do you say it? His tweets he just did. So you can see that 2 hours ago, he just put up the moving trucks are not at that laundry house. And I do this sometimes too. I'll post something on my community page and you guys will be like, what is she talking about? And it's because I go off of the emails that I'm getting. I'll start getting a bunch of emails on certain subjects. And what I do is I usually just respond on my community page. And some of you are like, huh? And that's what Brian did. So in the comment section, people are like, what is he talking about? What moving trucks? And then he says, should have given more context. Lots of you are messaging me about moving trucks on the street. There are moving trucks, but they are not at the laundries. It's a different house. So just so people know, yes, there's moving trucks on the street, but they are not for the Laundrie family. And then someone didn't believe it. So someone posted, hold on, in like the chat this photo, and they wrote like, well, I don't know, because look at this truck is over here and this one's way over there. But you guys, if the Laundrie family was moving, I think they would just have it closer to their house. I don't think they're going to want to walk all the way over here and take it. So again, the Laundrie family is not moving. Yes, there's moving trucks on the street, but it's for a neighbor. A neighbor is probably like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. They're like, I'm gone. I'm not sticking around. Hey, Heather Marie, and to my mods, you guys, I didn't send anybody a link today. I kind of just went, I just said, I'm going to go live now. So again, thank you, mods, for being here on no notice. Yeah, so you guys, if you guys see people saying the Laundrie family are moving, saying no, it's a neighbor. So I thought that was important to just put out right there. And then an hour ago, he did say that as of now, funeral director says they will not be live streaming Gabby Petito's memorial tomorrow, but it is open to the public. And then there's the details. So anybody that is going, I'm not sure if anybody in my chat's going to end up going over there. I wish I can go, but I'm all the way in AZ. So I'm not going to be able to go, and this was a question that people were having. People were like, oh, are they going to live stream it? Is it going to, some people were even commenting on videos like, I hope you don't live stream it, crazy, and, it'd be disrespectful and all this stuff. People are already attacking me. I'm like, really, guys? And I wrote a comment and I said, look, it's amazing that Gabby's family made that decision to be open to the public. And they could have just made it private because, if, I feel like this stuff is private, right? Gabby was not like a public figure, so they could have made it private. So this was really big of the family to allow everybody to go there. And I'm so appreciative to that. Now, again, is it going to be live streamed? As of right now, they're saying no, but that can change that can change later on. Now, and it's kind of like the same thing with the Tristan Bailey case. If you remember with that case, at first people were wondering, is it going to be open to the public? And it was actually live streamed, and it was so beautiful. That whole service was beautiful. So again, as of right now, you guys, it's not going to be live streamed. I seen something. Let me see. There was a comment. I have an online memorial page. I have made a donation. Do you know if Gabby's parents are having an online memorial page? I have made a donation. Kay, I'm not sure about that. I will find out, and then I will post that in my community page. I know there was some bracelets being made by, and people were wondering how can they get that, but that was coming from WFLA. They had a bracelet and they had like a little turquoise, I believe, bead on there, and they were supposed to let us know about that. Yeah, I was looking at that too for nomadic static. Let me see. They're at 100K and their videos at 5.1 million views, you guys. You mean from the funeral to make donations? Yeah. I'm sorry, Kate. Let me see. Heather says, I'm listening, CCC, I have a full house. Oh, it's okay, don't worry. I know it's Saturday. I normally don't go live either today, but I thought since I wasn't able to do it yesterday, I would go live this early and catch with whoever ends up joining, watching. I know a lot of people, Saturday's a little different. Is anybody going to go to the memorial tomorrow? Is anyone local and is going to be able to go? Hey, Amanda L. I didn't even see you come in. Hey, Karen. He could be. Paula says, where's Baldo? Hi, Patty. Denver Gigi. Let me see. Let me go to his, and I can share it. Let me see. I thought I had that. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, I see it. Okay, so let me send this to you guys can see it. And I'll share the information on my community page after. If you like let me send this to myself. So if you guys want to make donations, you guys can. Let me. All right, let me get that for you. Let's see. And the photo he has up on is so beautiful. Let me show you guys. All right, let me see. Do I think he'll show up tomorrow? I just seen that comment while I'm going to share my screen with this. I don't think so. That would be extremely risky, and you know law enforcement is going to be there. They're going to have agents all over there. So I mean, anything is possible, but I don't think so. I don't. Let me share this one with you guys. Okay, hold on. And then I will end up I will share the link on the community page so you guys can make donations. So this was Gabby's father posted this. Can you blame the neighbor for moving? No, I really can't. That's what I said. They're probably out of there. Hi, Amber. I'm thinking Monday, Amanda. Amanda L, you're thinking Monday for. I missed what you said because I wasn't looking. Hey, Zen. Now he's Baldo. Where's Baldo? Everyone's calling him that. Hey, Rebecca. Hi, Ronnie. Happy Saturday, everyone. Yes, happy Saturday. It's extremely early for us, and I don't go live on a weekend. He will come out of hiding. You think Monday? Why Monday do you think that? So that's interesting. Let's see what you say. So Amanda Al says she thinks Monday he's going to come out of hiding. Hey, Duke, what's up? Hey, BG. Scotty says, I'm also following the summer case of 5-year-old girl that is missing from Tennessee and missing boys from Cal City, California that have been missing for over. Yeah, the California City boys, that one, I just I can't figure that one out. How is that possible? Not only one child, but two. And the story for that one is that, the dad, not the dad, sorry, what was he? Were they the adopted parents? But the gate was left open and then they got out, and two of them, and they are just never nothing. That is one case that is just insane. We also follow the summer case here too. So you guys think he actually might be around the services tomorrow? I don't know. That's pretty crazy. Scotty, I think so too. I mean, after watching that briefing with that of the news conference with the first one they did, I don't know. Yes, the adopted parents. I don't know. I don't think he'll be around tomorrow. I just think that would be so risky. Yeah, Lisa, I agree. And they were all those parents right there, Lisa, weren't they? And we're talking about the California boys real quick, you guys, so you guys don't think I'm talking about Gabby. But weren't they like captured at like some sex shop or something just shortly after the boys were missing? I mean, I get it, you have your needs, but I mean, you have your two children missing. I know, Denver. I should talk about that case. And then remember that neighbor had the camera that was facing the house and captured all of them leaving, but not the kids. And yeah. Hey, Marie. Survivor mode said, get a job. Yo, I got a job. I got a job. So if you think my coverage is weird, then why are you even here? You guys tell this person he doesn't even go here. Oh my God. It's too early for trolls. Seriously, it's too early. Get a job. How about you mind your business? David says he's not in the country. Yeah. Deco painter. Tell him, go away. You don't even go here. Trolls never sleep. Gaines Master said, I don't like Karens. We're over here talking Gabby's case, and he comes, this whoever it is, guy or girl, we don't know because they have a fake photo, and they say, get a job, you're covering this case too much. Well, that means you must be watching me, and are you a subscriber? Geez, thanks, Tro. Or Kens. Yes, they're Karens and Kens. I didn't even think of that. Oh my gosh. Can you guys drop my email really quick? Hey, Rose with Thorns. Yeah, I'm gonna post that on my community page. Do burner phones, what was that question go? Do burner phones also have internet access? Yes, I believe so. Hey, new sub. Hey, Sue. You guys give her a big welcome. We have a new subscriber here. Do they have like a limited what is it? Data? That's true. That is, where'd that comment go? Someone said a comment that I agree with. Hey, Willie. Hi, Joanne. Okay, you guys. So I wanted to go over because this is something that I've been like really like trying to like wrap my head over. Is when I started listening to all of the, hi, Johnny. Oh, look, everyone give Maxim a big welcome. Hey, Teresa Rodriguez. David. No, I think he's gonna. Hey, RM. Welcome to our cult. RM, can you regulate up in chat? Security in the house. I think he is still local and has a runaround. See, I feel like he's not there, and that's why I wanted to go over this timeline. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. That's why I want to listen to these two neighbor statements, their interviews they did, and I did listen to the new neighbor who was on Mass, but I feel like she really didn't give us too much. I feel like she's one of those neighbors that, you know, like for me, myself too, like my neighbor across the street, my neighbor to my right, and my actual like right to my neighbor on my next to me. I know a lot about like their comings and goings and because I talk to them. But my neighbor's like two houses down. I don't know anything that goes on, and I felt like the girl that was on Unmasked. I kind of felt like that, like because every question she was just like, I don't know. So I do want to listen to the other ones though. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up for you. Okay, let's see. And I hope there's not like crack-a-lacking in the background. I have so many tabs open. Okay, hold on. Let's see. All right, let me get to my stuff. And I'm not looking at chat, you guys, just so you know. All right, let me see. Patty says he's not there. Yeah, I don't think he's around there either. Tend to mind their business around here. Yeah, like honestly, you know, when you just come and you go, you have your own life. You don't really pay attention to things. I feel like that's how that neighbor. Okay, I feel like that's how that neighbor was. Okay, I'm waiting for it to load. All right, hold on, Amber. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, thank you, Amber. Let me see. Oh, Patty, thank you. And we love you here too. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, let me get on here. Okay, thank you for that super sticker. I'm waiting for it to, Maxim said it will shock everyone. I'm waiting for it to load. Are you sure you sent it to me? Did you put the two Z's? Because it's not showing anything. Try sending it again because I didn't get anything the first time. All right, let's all right, let's see if Amber just sent me this, so we'll watch this first. And we'll see what's going on with, okay, let me stop sharing that. And then while I'm going to share this while let's see. Okay, so let's see. So we'll see what Okay, so while they're on their commercial break, let me show you what I want to show you guys. So the first thing I want to listen to with you guys is going to be the two neighbors, right? The ones that have come out and said they seen Brian. And I want to talk about the timeline about it. And just so you guys know, while I'm loading my screen, I am not looking at chat. So be nice in there, please. Be nice. All right, let's see. Okay, so we're going to listen to this one. Okay, so we listened to this one the last live, but we're going to listen to it again because I want it correlates with the timeline that I'm going to show you guys. All right, let me share my screen. Sorry, I booted myself out. I do that sometimes. All right. I kicked myself out. I do it all the time. All right, so we're going to listen to this neighbor. So this is going to be the neighbor that said that she would see them go. She seen them go on a walk, and that she didn't even know Gabby really lived there. And she gives dates of when she believes she's seen them go for a walk. So we're going to put that in our timeline for when Brian returned. And then we're going to listen to the older family, that the older gentleman and his wife. They said that they seen them moving they were packing the camper and doing all that. And then we're going to put what they say into the timeline. Deborah, I think so too. I think so too. Let me share my screen really quick while we watch this really fast. So hold on. All right. Come on. All right, let me see. All right, I'll look at it. We'll pull it up after I go over this timeline. And you're welcome so much, Maximus. I did get the email. I did now. And I'm going, after I go over this little timeline, I'll pull that up for everybody. All right. Can you guys see that okay? Let me know when you guys can see that. And let me make that a little bigger for you.
They went for a walk in the neighborhood. Yeah. Okay. So you saw him. Okay. So September. the house. And so, but once they moved in, we did see her occasionally. Yeah. Not very often. We saw Brian more so as they were working on the van, but we didn't see her terribly often, every now and then.
So you saw him working on the van. What was he doing?
Woodwork, putting up paneling or making a bench. It looked like some sort in the van. We didn't know that they were converting the van. We just knew that they were working on it. So,
and when you saw him come back, your initial
walk in the neighborhood. That was not all.
Okay, so you guys couldn't hear it. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna make sure it's back. Okay.
I saw.
Okay, so you saw him. Okay, September. I'm sure you don't remember the day, right?
I want to say it was Thursday or Friday before we knew Gabby was missing.
Okay, great. So what did you see?
They, as a family, the mom, dad, and him came out to take a stroll in the neighborhood. That's really all.
You didn't think anything of it?
No, not at all.
Looks like a normal interaction.
Yeah, we'd seen them do that before, so it never seemed strange to us that they would go for a walk through the neighborhood. So.
And then Gabby, over the last few years, you used to see her all the time?
They actually hadn't been in the house for the last 2 years. Okay. The whole family, they didn't actually. There was somebody renting the house, and so. But once they moved in, we did see her occasionally. Yeah. Not very often. We saw Brian more so as they were working on the van, but we didn't see her terribly often, every now and then.
So you saw him working on the van. What was he doing?
Woodwork, putting up paneling or making a bench. It looked like some sort in the van. We didn't know that they were converting the van. We just knew that they were working on it. So.
And when you saw him come back, your initial reaction was he's back from his trip.
Yeah, because at that point, I didn't know that she formally lived here. I thought maybe she was visiting. So, because we just, they hadn't been here very long, so I didn't know if she was just a girlfriend visiting and that sort of thing.
What's your reaction to all this now? You guys have been a front row seat to this thing. How are you feeling?
It's very surreal. Very surreal in the sense that you just never expect to see or know somebody in your neighborhood that was either with somebody and had something terrible happen or put.
I'm going to answer Kay's comment because they said someone said they have been there 2 years now. Come on. So if did you guys watch the interview Unmasked did yesterday? It was with another neighbor. Did you guys watch that? I just want to put a 1 if you've seen that interview yesterday. I want to see. Yeah, this neighbor's saying that they didn't live there the whole, 2 years. They actually rented it out. And this one's saying that she hardly seen, so I'm seeing a lot of ones, and she's saying she hardly seen Gabby there too. I'm seeing mostly 1. Okay. Okay, what did you ask, Amber? And this is the neighbor that said that she's seen him and his family going for a walk the Thursday or Friday before Gabby would have been reported missing. You didn't see it? Okay. I'll play it. I'll play it for you guys. We'll just rewatch it. It's not a long interview at all. Oh, okay, Kay. So this neighbor right here, she basically says that she's seen Brian and his family going for like a walk around the neighborhood. She didn't think it was a big deal because she would see them go for walks often. And she said it would have been either, she couldn't remember exact days, but she said she thinks it was the Thursday or Friday before Gabby would have been reported missing. So that would have been either the second or third that she had seen the family going for this walk.
Would have been much less actually the perpetrator of something terrible happening to somebody.
And the Laundries, how well do you know them, the parents?
Not very well, just to say hi on the street and that sort of deal. So that was usually about the extent of it.
Do you feel, look, you're a taxpayer of Florida, you're a taxpayer of the United States. There's a lot going on right now looking for him. Do you kind of wish that the parents were talking a little bit more, or not? Do you think?
If they have knowledge, yes, I would love to say, please share more information. If they don't have knowledge, then there's only so much they can do as too. I think it's yes, it's crazy that they're going through this just for one person, but I really hope it's a fruitful search. That if nothing else, at least it provides answers to what the heck happened.
Okay, so there's that neighbor right there. Then we have so far I just seen for updates, you guys, who I follow, the only updates I seen and I showed you guys in the morning were just basically over the moving truck. Let me see what is being showed on the news station.
Know that they are now in day 6, combing through the reserve.
So let me just share this then with you guys. You guys can see this.
It would be hard for them to do something, in my opinion.
Yeah, for me, the thing that it's hard to escape is the dogs. Even, something aerial that's using some kind of infrared FLIR systems, that can be defeated just with overhead cover. So, but the dogs, those things, it's really hard to trick them. Uh, they're going to pick up on that scent and they're going to go for it. So 6 days doesn't sound like a lot, but if he doesn't have supplies, and we don't know the answer to that, but if he doesn't have supplies, 6 days is a really, really long time if he's not able to put calories back into his system. So a bunch of it is dependent on someone who's really comfortable and trained and who has a few tools. They can be really comfortable in that environment for a long time. It all comes down, in my mind, to those dogs being able to evade them picking up on his scent.
Right, and of course, a lot of people hoping that this search does turn out to be successful. You can just see some of these pictures of some of those tools that are being used. They're down on the ground. Dogs have been said to be used here during this search, and so people who also were just wondering, what kind of other problems might you run into when you're out there in the wilderness trying to survive. I think the big one to bring up now is the mental aspect of trying to be out there on your own. It could take a huge toll on someone out there alone.
Oh, absolutely. The morale factor is definitely huge. The average person, the morale factor starts to get hit pretty hard fairly early on, especially in a situation where they're lost. There's an old saying: a lot of people, perish, sit down and they have a really long memory about what got them there, and they sit down and they die of shame because they can't believe they got themselves into that situation. And that's for the average person. But someone in this situation, being hunted the way that this individual is, there's a whole lot of things going on outside of just taking a shot in the morale. The individual would obviously actively be hiding in. You take a look at the scenery that we're looking at on the screen, if there's not a dog on site, I mean, there's a guy that could be laying absolutely right there, that's really well camouflaged, and you would never know it. So it's a tough scene that they've got.
Yeah, a tough scene indeed, and as I mentioned, they want to be successful in this search because obviously they have a lot of questions that they want asked from Brian. But anything else, Matt, that you think would be good to touch on when it comes to someone's length of time that they're able to survive in some environments like what we've been showing?
Just for the general public, if you're going to go and spend time in places like this nature preserve or even just out on local hiking trails, go take a class with someone, get a few extra skills so that in the event you do wind up lost off the trail, off the beaten path somehow, you have some skills to sustain you until you can either be found or find your way out. That's number one. Skills always trump gear, and so I would say anybody spending time in the outdoors, go get a little bit of training, and you'll have a lot more time spent out there in a good headspace, having fun because you have more confidence out there.
Yeah, and obviously we all hope that we do learn those skills to have on hand in case they're needed. But in a situation like this one, we hope that the searchers for Brian have the skills to be able to find him as well. So we do appreciate some of that input you've helped provide here with us today. Again, Matt Tate with the American Survival Company. We appreciate your time.
You bet.
All right, you're streaming live now from Bob. My name is Augustine. Going to take a quick commercial break here before passing things right along to Stephanie Weaver, who is based in our LA bureau. Thank you all so much for tuning in for Raw and Unfiltered Nonstop News.
And basically, they're just showing the laundry home. It's pretty quiet there right now. They still have the Mustang, the dad's truck still parked there, the camper's still there. It's really quiet right now. What's going on with at the house? Unlike the other days where, what was it yesterday that someone did the swatting call, which was so ridiculous. Okay, let me get my screen. And Maxim, I'm gonna show that after I go through the timeline. But I got you, don't worry. Well, I know they asked the neighbor when if they had cameras. So I'm sure if any neighbors did have cameras, they would have looked at them and turned them over. That was a really question, a good question. I'm not sure who said it, but I agree with the whole thing with the cameras. Jenny, yesterday there were about a few cop car, well, quite a few cop cars showed up to the laundry home, and one they were going to the front door, they went to the back door, and people were saying that it could have been like a swatting call, and it was allegedly that someone heard gun. The call was from an unknown number, and allegedly it was a gunshot heard, but then there was no confirmation of it, so we don't know what the heck went on. Yes, Amanda, I seen that too. Um, yeah, Rap, when you put your phone down, you miss so much. I put my phone down for 30 minutes and I went to Brian's Twitter page and he had put cops are at the house. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then, but it turned out to be just a false alarm. Yeah, total false alarm. And it was a waste of law enforcement's time. Yeah, Duke, I totally think it was too. I think it was a fake call. And then Brian's ex did come forward. Well, allegedly that's his ex. Um, I did see that going around in the Facebook groups. This ex had came forward and she was like live streaming on her Instagram, and she was saying that, you know, he was never abusive with her physically, but they fought a lot. And she said that she was getting mad about all the people attacking her. And I don't know. I don't know if she's really the ex, or I don't know if she showed any proof of it, photos of them together. I don't know. But she made her Instagram private, so I couldn't go and look into it. So my guess is as good as yours if she really is the ex or not. But her name is, what is her name? Gabriella. And I was like, okay, her name's Gabriella. Really? So I don't know. I don't know if she's really the ex. No, Pink, she says, no, I believe he headed for the coast and being helped or took a job or fishing boat or matting or on a sailboat. People higher up. Yeah, I don't think he's where he's at. I know law enforcement is searching there, and I'm assuming they're there because that's what the parents told them. I'm not sure if they got any other any other evidence that is keeping them there. All right, let me go to this next neighbor really quick. You guys might hear dogs in the background. Okay. Okay. Let me share my screen. Do you hear the doggy? Well, we're dog sitting right now, so it's not our dog. We have the two dogs, but the dog we're dog sitting, it's a hound dog, so he howls a lot. I mean, he howls and howls and howls, and so if you guys hear that, that's the other dog in the house right now. And just so you guys know, I'm not looking at chat right now, so again, just be kind. All right.
Lives right across the street from the laundry home where Brian and Gabby were living before they went on this trip with Brian's parents, and they join me now. Charlene and William, thank you very much for being here. I know you moved there at the beginning of the summer, but you're literally across the street. What did you observe when Brian returned from the trip and you saw that white van that had belonged to Gabby in the driveway?
Didn't know it was Gabby. We just assumed it was his van. We just thought they had come back from wherever. We didn't know they were on a trip. We just assumed they were went back to their house or wherever they had gotten a house, wherever they were. We didn't know much about them at all. Nothing at all, actually. And they just came back home. We thought she was in the house with the parents or mother or whatever, and that was pretty much it. I mean,
so after that, the FBI came and took that van away. You saw Brian and his dad working on one of their campers in the driveway. Charlene, can you tell me about that?
I actually didn't. My husband saw that. I didn't really witness.
Okay, so William, what did you see
gotten a camper,
in the driveway?
Yeah, well, I was doing some work in the front yard, and I noticed that they got a new camper for the back of the pickup, and I didn't think anything unusual. They got a new camper, so they wanted to put their own touch inside of it. I saw them doing some work. Then when they prepared for their trip, I saw them loading the camper.
Now you're talking about Brian and his parents after he returned home. Is that correct? In a different camper?
Yes. The van is his. His father has a pickup truck, which they purchased a in-bed camper.
Like an attachment camper. So, and then you say
Yes.
that they packed up that camper, Brian and his mom and dad, and they went camping. Do you know that for sure?
We saw them. I saw them loading it up, and so I assumed they were preparing for, a camping trip with their new camper.
They were gone for the weekend.
Yes.
So how
Yeah,
long after he got back, alone in that white van? How long after that was this, when you saw them working on this other camper and getting ready to go away together?
Yeah, I can't remember. The dates.
Week and a half.
Yeah, probably week and a half. I agree with that.
So
yes.
did the police ever talk to you about what you saw, the parents and Brian working on this new camper and then leaving for a few days? Did they ask you about that?
Okay, so if they're saying, this is where it gets confusing for me. I don't know about you guys. I wasn't looking at chat. So if they're saying that they seen Brian and the family loading the camper and they were going on a camping trip, I'm assuming they're guessing that based off what they seen them loading. And they were gone for the 3 days for the weekend. And they said it would have been a week and a half. What day do you think that would be? What weekend are we talking? Let me see what you guys say. I mean, who goes camping after all of this? So what weekend do you think that's going to land on based off what they just said? The neighbor assumes they were going camping based off what they were loading, I'm guessing, but we don't know what they were really loading. I mean, hold on, let me let the dog out. Hold on, guys. All right, sorry about that. Had to let the pup out. Labor Day weekend would have been busy. All right, let me see. All right, hold on. The weekend before he went to the. Let me see. It's possible Gabby could have been alive. (9/11) weekend. But the thing about that weekend, Nate, that's what I was originally thinking too. It would have been that one, but she's reported missing on the 11th. And then when did law enforcement first arrive there? Wasn't it the 12th? and the parents did give them the lawyer information, so they were there. What tattoos does he have on his hands? I've never noticed. Oh, I actually might have a okay, so let's do this together right now, because I'm trying to, my friend and 10 witnesses from John Walsh show who called and say they seen him there. I'm actually going to play the John Walsh interview. Patty says in her waste of money. Sooner or later, he will come out, I believe, too. I do believe that, too. Because if we... Okay, let's see. So let me see. I'm going to play the Walsh one, but let me share this with you guys. Let me stop sharing that. So if we look at, so if Brian returned, we know Brian returned on the 1st, right? And that's because so he returned on the 1st. Now the neighbor with the pink hair said that she seen them go for a walk. She couldn't remember, but she said she thought it was Thursday or Friday before Gabby was reported missing. So that would have been the 2nd or 3rd that he was seen going for a walk with his family. Now the neighbor we just watched right now with the whole loading the camper, they're asked the same question. Do you know when you've seen? And he said after he would have returned back from, being gone. He says it would have been a week and a half. But because we're here, so if it was this weekend, didn't law enforcement go to their house on the 12th? And remember that incident, there was an incident there. I'm going to pull it up. Okay, Charlie, I'll look at it in a little bit. On the 9th and 10th was the last text. Gabby's dad texted to his parents telling that he was calling the police. Okay, so let me see. Let me get back to where did it go? Okay, hold on. So it would have been then, why did I do that? So if they would have been gone the 3-day weekend, it had to be this weekend, right? Based off everything we know from what the neighbors have said, taking into account when his parents said he went to the reserve. Yeah, and so They said on Tuesday the 14th, he went to the reserve. Wednesday the 15th, the family went to go check on him, and there was a note on the car. And then they left the car there because they wanted him to be able to come back home. Then they go back on the 16th to retrieve the vehicle, and then on the 17th is when we learn that he is now missing in action. He's not there anymore. And we also learned that he didn't take his wallet or his phone. So based off of what the neighbors have said, and then we know she was reported missing on the 11th. If they did in fact go on this camping trip, if you believe these neighbors, do you think that Brian ever made it back after that camping trip? And the girl that was on Unmasked, the other neighbor said she was asked that question. Did you see him? You see them leaving, going on? And she said she didn't see the camper move. Like she didn't even notice anything like that. So I'm wondering if anyone's seen him after this camping trip. And when the cops went to the house, the parents didn't let them talk to Brian. They just gave their lawyer information. So I don't know, you guys. The more I listen to all the neighbor stuff and I look at everything, I don't think he ever made it back from this camping trip, if that camping trip in fact happened. I really don't. And if you think about it and look at the calendar, the 14th he's missing, and the parents, he didn't take his phone or his wallet. Rap says, I don't think he went to that reserve. His scent is all over it from all the times he used to go. I don't think he ever came back. No one. See, that's the thing, DZ, I've been trying to look for. I've been trying to find, to see with all these witnesses, these neighbors that are now coming forward, when was the last time that anybody seen him, But nothing at all. Like no one has seen anything. So I'm just like, did he make it back from that trip? Did he not? Yeah, I don't think anybody, and maybe someone will come forward. Maybe someone will come forward saying that they did see him after the fact. But I mean, I think it's alarming that he comes back from, this trip with Gabby, and we know what's happened, right? Now he's just going on acting normal, going for walks. This neighbor also said he's seen him mowing the lawn. A bike ride was also mentioned, just going on with their lives. Then they are seen packing the camper up and doing something to the inside of the camper, this guy says. And then they are gone for 3 days. And did he ever make it back from this camping trip is the question. Hey, Sparks. And then when law enforcement does go, they give the card for the lawyer right away. They give their lawyer information. So cops never physically seen Brian or talked to him. So it just leaves you like, what the heck? I'm crazy. You don't know anything what happened. What are you saying? It's pure speculation. Well, maybe I can take you more serious if you had a different profile photo on there. So if you don't like what I'm saying, then don't watch. And actually, we're talking about what the neighbors have said, and I'm going off of that. I'm sure he will kill that girl that's been seen with him in the reserve. That's another thing people have been wondering too, if they're there looking for evidence, like something at the reserve. They need to arrest parents to get Brian out of hiding. I don't think he'll come out of hiding at all for anything. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the John Walsh video. So give me a second, guys. Let me pull that up. And I believe all right. I always mute myself when I'm like sharing the screen because I don't know if it does that crack lacking. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this is coming from Amanda S. Vita. She posted it on her channel, so I'm just gonna go off of there and I'm gonna play it. I'm not sure if it's, I don't think it's gonna be the whole interview because normally we won't be able to stream the whole thing. Let me share my screen. All right. Yeah, and if anybody's just being rude or, you know, being a troll, just block them. Don't even worry about it. I don't know what's, well, with every case, there's always trolls. I don't think they're as bad, honestly, with this case. I think the case I talked and I got the worst trolls would probably be the Chris Watts case. Nothing can beat that. So just block them.
Infested swamp in Northport, Florida, trying everything to find Gabby Petito's fugitive fiance. Officers walking the grounds, beating the bushes, divers and swamp buggies searching all of the ponds. Just look at the risk to those men. Drones keeping an eye on anything that moves from down below. They fly up above. The Federal Aviation Administration has even joined this hunt, restricting the airspace above the park during the search. Normally, aircraft can fly as low as 400 feet above the Carlton Reserve, but not now. Flights have to stay above 1,200 feet so that they don't interfere with the search drones. The big question, though, what kind of search is this? Is it a manhunt for a fugitive? Or is it a recovery mission for evidence? Or maybe a body? The Laundrie family attorney, Steve Bertolino, tells News Nation's Brian Enton that Brian Laundrie left his wallet and his cell phone behind at the parents' house when he allegedly drove off for that hike in the reserve on September 14th. But think about it. If the Laundries were really worried about Brian, well, they have completely ignored a massive press corps staked right outside their front door, just eager to help them search for their missing and now fugitive son. But no, not a word, not once. As the manhunt intensifies, so do the memorials for the real victim in this story, Gabby Petito. Several memorials have been planned for her. Let me start you off with the one tonight. It was a light the night ceremony. It was held for Gabby tonight in her hometown, Blue Point, New York. Supporters put lanterns, some call them luminaries. They put them at the end of their driveways at 7 p.m. to honor Gabby and to encourage everyone to do their part to bring her killer to justice. A candlelight vigil is set for tomorrow at City Hall in Northport, Florida. That's where she lived with the Laundries. The organizers plan to release butterflies in her honor. That would be because of this final Instagram post of Gabby's. It is clear as to why they chose butterflies. A public memorial service is also planned for Gabby's home state of New York on Sunday. The public is being invited to join Gabby's family and her friends from noon until 5 at a funeral home in Holbrook, New York. I think it is safe to say that it is doubtful that her once future in-laws will be attending any of those things because they're still holed up in that 1,400 square foot house in Florida, where News Nation's Brian Enton has been staked out for 2 weeks. And Brian's with me now live. Brian, it looks like they can run, but they sure as heck cannot hide from images of Gabby.
They can't, Ashley. You mentioned it. There are these memorials popping up all over the place, and there are posters that appeared outside the Laundrie family home. Let me show you. Oh, wait, we got a car coming by. Let's let this car go by, and then I'm going to cross the street, Ashley, and show you. They've actually reopened the street, by the way. That's why you see a car going by. Look closely at this palm tree. This is a picture of Gabby on this palm tree. We walk down. There's another picture of Gabby on this palm tree right here. And then we can get really close and you see there's someone who is leaving these laminated photos of Gabby in the laundry yard. And this one says, "I was here once." I presume what that means, you know, we know Gabby was living with the Laundries at one point. This is obviously a message someone is trying to send to the family right here. A lot of people frustrated that they're still not cooperating, Ashley.
Wow, Brian, that is bold. Those Laundries, if they ever peek out those windows or that door or go to their driveway and get in their truck, they can't miss it. But it's interesting, Brian, it's, 10:05 Eastern time, and they have not come out to clear those away. It looks like they're probably not going to, or do we even know if they've seen them?
I don't know that they've seen them. They haven't come out of the house today. It looks very similar that it does the other days. I don't think there's any way that they would have seen them. And, my photographer and I were talking today. At some point, they're going to have to mow the yard. They're going to have to come out. They're obviously trying to avoid the media, but at some point, they're going to have to come out and they're going to see these signs.
So they were paid a visit by about a half dozen police SUVs today. We all of a sudden were in a frenzy thinking this is it. There's action. What actually happened when all those police vehicles rolled up?
We were in a frenzy, Ashley. We were just waiting, and all of a sudden, the police roll up. They had their lights on. Some of the officers went right to the front door of the Laundrie's house. Others went around the side to the back. We weren't sure what was going to happen next. They were only here for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then they left, and we later learned this was apparently a false alarm. According to Northport police, there were reports of gunshots. They got a call from an anonymous number to the police department saying there were gunshots. The police raced out here. There were no gunshots. It was just a false report, which, by the way, police say they're now investigating that false report.
Yeah, better known as swatting people. And it is very, very dangerous. And you can be in a heap of trouble if you do that. And don't think that just because you block your number, you can't be found. That's just stupid. Brian, tell me a little bit about the Laundrie family. We've seen action in terms of them going towards the police station yesterday, heading to Orlando to see a lawyer. Has any lawyer come to see them? Because it's clear at this point their son cannot communicate with them. And if they do, they can be considered harboring a fugitive. That is dangerous. That can net you 10 years in federal prison.
Yeah, we know the Laundries went yesterday to meet with their lawyer, Mr. Bertolino, in Orlando. He came in from New York. They met in Orlando. No one has come to the house today, but you mentioned at the top of your show, we were texting with Mr. Bertolino today, and he did confirm to us. He says that the parents said that when Brian left this house to go on a hike, he did not have his cell phone. He did not have his wallet. And he also said the parents were concerned that Brian was going to hurt himself. We had follow-up questions. We asked Mr. Bertolino, did Brian have a weapon? He responded, unknown. And then we asked him, where is the cell phone now? Is the cell phone still in the house? Do police have the cell phone? He didn't respond to that either.
Well, of course not. That would be silly to tell us what the police have in their possession. But how would they know he doesn't have a cell phone unless it's sitting in their house? And if they were so worried, why did they leave it for 4 days before they called the police and said, give us a hand, but never called you, never called any of the people you're... John Walsh has set his sights on him. John, it's great to see you again. You had a show on Wednesday night on Investigation Discovery. It's In Pursuit with John Walsh. You covered this story, and lo and behold, as is per usual for John Walsh, the tips start pouring in. Tell me how it's going. How many and how good are they?
I will. I'll tell you, Ashley, it was amazing, but I got to say one thing to all the viewers in that area. Swatting is against the law. It's dangerous. People get killed. Whoever called 911 to send the cops there because they heard a gunshot, they're going to trace your phone. They're going to go back to you and you're going to do some time. It's a horrible thing.
No kidding, right? Terrible.
So,
just terrible.
Let me give you an update. We had at least 3 times more phone calls than we've had on any fugitive. This is the 3rd season of In Pursuit. We've caught 26 guys. We've recovered 8 missing kids. So people are watching the show. It's amazing. And many people said they saw you and I together for a couple nights and said, you know, I watched and I got off the couch and I'm looking at this list here. We got about 500 tips and from everywhere. People thought that they had spotted them in Portugal. You know, the world's a smaller place, and I've caught the 1,422 guys I caught. They were, some of them I caught in the craziest places, 45 countries. So people texted us or called in from all over, Portugal, all over. People are talking about Cuba. But the good tips, 15 tips we had was what I had said, that the dirty laundry mom and dad, and the Johnny Cochran lawyer that you talk about, Stephen Bertolino, who I hope he knows he's going to burn in hell for hiding all this stuff and giving all kinds of red herring tips to the police. He's the mouthpiece. And I know about client privilege and Fifth Amendment. I've been doing this for a whole long time, but boy, he knows a lot that he's not talking about. But anyways, many of the tips were my theory that they somehow, you know, when he got home from the trip and he didn't say anything to anybody for 10 days, this is not, and I know your lawyers are nervous, this is John Walsh's opinion, has been doing this and caught 1,422 of uncatchable guys that the cops could never catch. So I got a little bit of experience, but when he got home, they scrubbed the van, he and his family, the dirty laundries, and I'm sure the FBI didn't find anything in the house. And during that time, they planned how to get him out. So Daddy bought a camper top, a little white camper top. It's still in the driveway. And the neighbors, who really only said it the other day, I was waiting in line on Fox News to talk to Martha McCallum, and the neighbors walk out and say, you know, we were so surprised that, you know, about 3 days before Gabby's parents filed the missing persons report, 3 or 4 days, they didn't remember when it was exactly, that Brian and the father put the camper top on the red pickup truck, packed.
And off they went.
Off
they went. Strangely enough, on September 11th, the day that, you know, Gabby was reported missing. John, let me ask you something real interesting about.
See, because now she's saying September 11th was when the whole camper thing, but that would have been Saturday. So that makes no sense that they would have been seen doing the camper on that Saturday. If they would have been gone 3 days, by then on the 14th, you had all the news, you had news reporters there and stuff like that. So they would have been shown coming back with the camper. So it couldn't have been that weekend. Hey, Natasha.
About a development today, Brian Enton just reported that this woman drove 60 miles to the laundry house. She doesn't know them. She didn't know Brian. She didn't know Gabby, but she came to knock that stake with those pictures of Gabby saying, I once lived here. And I think what's so critical about this, how this ties to you, is that these are people who care. They're the people who pick up the phone and they call you. They're the people who check their Ring cameras. They're the people who check their Drive cameras. And are you getting people like that who just feel an emotional connection to this story?
Huge. We haven't had this much attention since Elizabeth Smart. And when the FBI gave up and told the Smarts that she was dead in the desert and they should have a memorial, I never gave up. I profiled her 17 times, and a couple in Sandy, Utah spotted her with the description I gave of the guy that took her. But it is people. So I want to finish about the leads. I believe that when they get left off in the pickup truck, they went northwest over the panhandle of Florida. And then Steve Berlino gets in it on Tuesday and says he's out in the desert and in the swamp, and they're worried, and they found his car. How did they find his car in a 60,000 acre swamp? And we left a message, Brian, if you're killing yourself or thinking about it and you're hurt. And then they said, oh, and we went back on Thursday and we got the car. And then Bertolino didn't call the Friday. So I think they bought this guy 9 days. He had a big head start. So I say, now with all the chaos at the border, I caught 45 guys in Mexico. They drove them north over the panhandle, wherever they, a little trip across Louisiana and Alabama first, then Louisiana. With all the chaos on the border, he could have walked with a monkey suit on across. You can walk into Mexico. There are no border patrol of Mexican border patrol or customs or anything like that in most of the border. So we got a lot of tips. We got 15 tips that people had spotted him. And then that picture shows up in Mexico at a restaurant. I'm pretty sure that's not him, but I believe he was, after the camper trip, he was never there. And Bertolino kept feeding the cops.
How many of you believe that after the camping trip, he made it home? Do you think he came back from this camping trip? Anybody? Just say yes or no, or what's your opinion? This is just our opinion, you guys. I personally don't think he made it back home. I don't. And so far, we don't have any witnesses that seen him when he came back. And I'm hoping a neighbor comes forward. And also if those neighbors have Ring door cams or anything that can show it.
Bullshit like he did today about the wallet and all the crap. So
let me tell you. Okay, quickly, I got to fit in a break, though. Okay, just wrap this one up and I'll fit in a break. And I want to ask you about Bertolino, something new that's arrived.
Okay, I got a tip today from Freeport in the Bahamas. And a lady there believes she spotted him, and she thinks that she said, there's never a white guy looked exactly like this guy walking in our neighborhood. You can take a ferry from Fort Lauderdale to the Bahamas, and all you have to do is have your have a vaccine proof that you don't have COVID, show your passport, and then you get on boats. Used to be days guys used to go down to St. Thomas because of American Protectorate. So these lady in the Bahamas in Freeport says, I swear I saw him. And I thought, oh boy, if he got on a boat somewhere, they paid somebody off, then he's going to be hard to find. But the other great tips were Appalachian Trail. One of Gabby's friends called this afternoon and said, I don't know why the cops don't know this. I told him that Brian brags about how he lived on the Appalachian Trail for 3 months in a tent and out of his backpack. So we got 10 tips from the Appalachian Trail. Northwestern corner, panhandle.
And that neighbor also, that friend said that Brian bragged about being able to live off of, I think he said, cheese and crackers for that time.
Corner of Florida, possibly into Mexico. Appalachian Trail, and I hope he doesn't get on got on a boat in Freeport somewhere. They paid somebody to take him to another island. I used to work in the Bahamas. I was a hotel builder. So we've got some wonderful.
Those are fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Okay, I'm going to fit in a break. After the break, I'm going to read something for our viewers. It's a statement from the laundry's lawyer, and it said about that arrest warrant. It said it's related to activities occurring after the death of Gabby Petito. Wait a minute. How on earth would the laundry's lawyer know when Gabby Petito died? Because no one else knows. Maybe the police, maybe the coroner. but certainly not an innocent person who had nothing to do with it. When we come back, we are drilling down on that statement and what it means. We're going to have more about John Walsh's plan. Find me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, a whole bunch of, platforms. It's TV Ashley or Ashley Banfield, pretty simple. John Walsh, I can't believe my eyes when I looked at this statement from Stephen Bertolino, who is the lawyer for the Laundrie family. At first glance, I was a bit annoyed by it because it felt a bit heartless. It said when, the arrest warrant went out for Brian Laundrie, this came out, and it said, it's my understanding that the arrest warrant for Brian Laundrie is related to activities occurring after the death of Gabby Petito, and it's not related to her actual demise. Well, I thought that was heartless, and it was tone deaf. But then I realized, wait a minute, it's a lot more than that. How on earth could Stephen Bertolino or the Laundrie family know when Gabby Petito died? Because none of us knows when Gabby Petito died. I haven't heard it. The police haven't said anything. It is not public. I don't know that the coroner knows it. I don't know at all whether we will ever know the time of death. So I am astounded that he seems to think this arrest warrant is relating to August 30th and September 1st, that period of time, and it's after Gabby's demise. What on earth does this tell you?
Tells me what I've been saying to you for the whole week and everybody else. There's a special place in hell for Stephen Bertolino. He's doing the Johnny Cochran, O.J. Simpson, I'm going to get this kid off and get my 15 seconds of fame. He's been colluding with the family. Now, this is all my own opinion. So when it comes time to get him for doing this and giving all these red herrings and sending these cops into the swamp to waste hundreds of thousands of dollars, he's going to say, I didn't know what would happen. It's lawyer-client privilege. But he knew that kid was gone. He knew that kid was out there. And of course, he left his wallet because his family gave him cash. You don't take your wallet with you when you're on the run. They bought him burner phones so they can't ping off the towers. He's got plenty of 2 or 3 cell phones somewhere. They got him supplies and they gave him a bunch of cash. And the lawyer knows that, and he'll swear, oh, you can't arrest me for aiding and abetting. The dirty Laundrie's father and mother, they know exactly what went on, and they drove that kid somewhere where he could run. And that lawyer got on the phone last Friday and lied to the police.
This is evidence, right? Like, this is evidence. A lawyer's statement that says these charges for bank fraud that pertain to allegedly, Brian Laundrie using Gabby Petito's ATM card, and we don't know if it's hers or not, but it sure sounds like it because he had the pin, according to the feds. How on earth would the lawyer for the Laundries know anything about the time of death? I mean, honestly, I would be right now, if I were in the federal office of the FBI in Denver, I would be laminating the statement from the lawyer saying that this happened after Gabby's death. How on earth would the Laundries know when Gabby died? How?
They're the dirty Laundrie.
And it's true what she's saying. How would he know? Very true what they're saying right now. And I love John too. The way he talks and everything, some people are like, he shouldn't be talking like that. I mean, I feel like John's from a different era. You know what I mean? He says what's on his mind, and he's been through a lot, and he knows a lot.
And I just can't believe how they pulled off so many red herrings. The kid got away. He got away. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt that they took him somewhere before Gabby's parents filed the missing persons report. And they scrubbed everything, and they gave him everything he needed to stay on the run. They know where they let him off. And this lawyer knows that he's dealing with a dirty guy, but he's going to say this, and you're a lawyer, and you were a good one, Ashley. He's going to say, well, everybody has to have a defense. Well, I don't know how he can sleep at night because this is a beautiful girl. This is maybe 100 pounds, a battered woman, a domestic abuse victim. Those cops could have saved her life. You're showing that video, and it's so sad. They're a beautiful family. She lived in the house. How could these people not call her family and say, we're going to do everything to help you find her when she was missing until they found the body? When people climb up and they don't talk to the media, they don't talk to the cops, it puts one big old mark on their head, guilty. Now with this warrant, this is fantastic because now any federal, state, or local cop can look for this guy and put the collar on him. It's not just the FBI. And the FBI needs time to build this case. I talked to the stepfather's friends yesterday, and they said, you know, we're out here, we're going to bring Gabby home. And I said, listen, let that forensic pathologist, don't worry if it takes him 3 or 4 days. He will be the
Get
key
it right.
There's
Yep,
no real
get it right, you know.
You
want to preserve the prosecution. What, you know, we've still got a long way to go in this story, right? We're going to hopefully find him. Then we're hopefully going to see some charges that are apropos of what's happened. And then there may be a plea or a trial. So every piece of material that ends up in an evidence lockup has to be really pristine. John, I'm going to jump to break real quickly, but I just wanted to let you know, you just mentioned hundreds of thousands of dollars for the search. Well, now we have some math that shows it's actually $200,000 per day. And we have now been at this in that swamp for a week. So if you do the math, we are upwards of $1.2 million by estimates of someone in law enforcement who has said this is going to be a costly bill if it's a red herring. When we come back after the break, we're going to dig into that, what the possibilities are the parents could face that bill or charges, and then also off the word of his parents, who just didn't tell us for 4 days that he was out there. But here we are, searching, paying. John Walsh, eventually someone who even knows the outdoors well, is going to have to get some help because he's got likely not much money and it will run out. And winter is coming. Sorry for that silly line, but eventually that is going to happen. And at some point, he's going to need some food, some shelter, and maybe some additional clothing.
Well, I've done some fugitives that were dumber than Brian. I mean, he and his family, the dirty laundries, you know, they've outsmarted police and he's got away and all that stuff. I've had guys stay out there for years. You know, if he makes it to Mexico, he can head through South America. He can sell drugs. You know, he can do a whole ton of things. I caught guys that were running, you know, parasailing stuff on the, you know, on the west coast of Mexico. So sometimes losers like him can stay out there longer than you ever realized, and they'll pick up a job somewhere. But, you know, I want to remind people, you know, I caught 42 guys in Mexico, and I have Spanish speaking operators. People from Mexico don't want to get involved with American cops. So they call me all the time. There's lots of fans of my work in Mexico over the years. They're good people. They don't want an American dirtbag murderer down there. You know, he's a domestic abuser, and, you know, but yeah. If they, you know, I did a case 2 years ago on In Pursuit, where a guy he was a terrible domestic abuser, got divorced, and he killed his ex-wife in front of their 2, 4, and 6-year-old kids because his mother set up that meeting so he could get even. She's doing 5 years in federal prison. I pushed the U.S. attorney a little bit, and I said, it's got to be fair. There has to be some justice. It took the marshals were looking for him for 5 years. I caught him in 3 days in Mexico, again, because of wonderful people in Mexico.
I'm putting my money on you for this one, John. I'm putting my money on you for this one. But I do want to ask you this, because there's a good chance at some point, Brian Laundrie may be watching TV in the diner that he might be in, or at the gas station, or wherever he might be. If you had a chance to say something to Brian Laundrie, what would you tell him?
I would say, turn yourself in. Do 2 things, Brian. Turn yourself in, but you won't. You're a coward. Now you're facing the death penalty.
Okay, so this part right here, he does go and he's saying for Brian to, like, you know, I'm not gonna play it, but he goes in, he starts saying, like, Brian to just, like, take his own, you know, life or turn himself in, and he says he doesn't believe that he's not alive right now, which I think he believes he's alive right now, like he hasn't taken his life now, which I don't either. And he's saying that he's a coward and he'll probably go out with suicide by cop if he gets in that corner, you know what I'm saying? So let me see some of your guys' comments. I haven't even really, let me go back. I'm going to scroll on up. And the comment I seen earlier about the Spotify, things are being, you guys, names are being removed, titles, all this stuff. Hey, little miss. I read it on Spotify's website. When you look up that stuff, it'll say if something gets reported, and I said this on the last live, I read it actually from there. It said something like if a song gets reported or something gets reported, that title will be removed. It could be the avatar will also be removed. Like all kinds of stuff can be removed. So I'm wondering if that's what's happening right now with the Spotify account, because people have been saying they have been reporting stuff on there to law enforcement and they've been flagging it. So I'm wondering if that's all the activity that everybody is seeing on there, and it's not necessarily Brian himself. I think so too. I think possibly she did need a break from him, and maybe he noticed that, especially with the new witness that came forward about the restaurant, seeing them arguing. That would have put how he was feeling. He was already angry on the 27th. And a lot of things too, you guys, with when any case, people will make fake accounts. There's fake profiles, all that stuff. And X says, no way he was changing the playlist titles. Yeah, but I think that's like one of the biggest topics right now is going to be that Spotify. People think that he's the one messing with it all. But then if you flag it, on the website, it will say it will remove that song, it will remove that title, something like it will also remove the avatar. So I don't even know if that's what's actually going on with that right now. And it's not even Brian, it's just everybody's flagging Spotify right now, all his things on there, and it's just going haywire. And I know somebody had said that, he accidentally went live and it was like the water. Like, you guys, I don't believe any of that. And then is Maxim still here? He wanted me to show something. So I sent it to myself. So yeah, he's a jealous. Nope. The one, yeah, hold on. Let me see. Give me a second. All right, let me get that for you. I'm hoping it's going to let me play the whole thing, or do I have to just share it? Give me a second. All right. Oh, it's going to let me. Perfect. Okay, hold on, guys. All right, so what I'm going to play right now is going to be Maximum send this to me, and he's saying, Maximum, drop what what I'm going to be sharing in the comment section while I set my screen up. Here we go. All right, let me start from the beginning.
Explain some clues that I think might help solve the case and hopefully discover her alive. Okay, first of all, Gabby Petito is only 22 years old and she's already engaged to this guy, Brian Laundrie. He is 23. She has recently quit her job, which is kind of strange because it was going fine. And the two of them decided that they were going to go on a cross-country road trip together. A few months back, he posted this on his Instagram story. Look at the book. This is another picture he posted on his Instagram feed. It is still public. Same book, different cover. And here he made a bunch of drawings in reference to this book. Here's another cover of the book. Okay, so this guy Brian seems to be a really huge fan of the book. I'm going to explain what it's about and why I think that this might be relevant. Okay, after looking up and purchasing the book, for a quick summary, basically it's about this group of people that go on a road trip across the country, and they're trying to find this book that basically is like the Death Note kind of thing, where if you read the rhyme that's contained in the book, people will die. Two of the characters on this trip are named Mona and her boyfriend, Oyster. I think Brian Laundrie was trying to replicate this story in some way, and I think that he might have believed he was Oyster. Hear me out. Oyster is described as a nihilistic environmentalist. Keep this in mind. Also, at one point, you can see it says way at the bottom that at one point in the book, the group abandons Oyster on the side of the highway. Okay, this is important. I downloaded the book, and it says in the description of Oyster that his face and hands are smeared with blood, the devil's face, and he has a red goatee, okay, because it's covered in blood. Brian also has a goatee. This could have been intentional, this could just be a coincidence. Here's a more clear image. I think that's a goatee. I literally read the entire book in one night, and some other things about Oyster is that he doesn't wear shoes. This is another important thing to keep in mind. He is noted to have calluses on the bottom of his feet that are cracked and dirty. Okay, he has dirty feet, he doesn't wear shoes. Also, on this road trip, they drive through Colorado, Kansas, and Missouri, all states that Brian and Gabby drove through on their road trip. Okay, also, there are mentions of domestic disturbance calls to the police in the book. Might just be another coincidence. Watch part 2. This is all going to make sense really soon. Okay, something is very fishy about this Gabby.
So she's saying pretty much what the book, what the book says is what played out with Brian. Let me see what Maximum says. Amanda heard this, so she joined in. She's like, what? Is that pretty much what she's saying? Okay, let me hit play.
The Oyster character in the book does not wear shoes. He has dirty feet. He refuses to eat out of plastic containers, and he doesn't eat meat. He preaches about veganism. He goes on these rants about how people don't deserve to be on the earth, and how he would be willing to off himself and his girlfriend if it meant bringing about a better place for like the environment, if that makes any sense. Okay. Here is the passage in which he gets locked out of the car because he assaults someone. Strange. And here's where he says, these are like his final words as he's getting locked out. He says, "You can forget me, but that doesn't mean I don't still exist. For whatever reason, the first gypsy moth that flew out a window in Medford, Massachusetts comes to mind. Keep in mind this moth." Basically, because of the way that the book is written, the characters are able to pass in and out of each other's bodies. So at the end of the book, Mona and Oyster, the boyfriend and girlfriend who went on this cross-country road trip together, both end up missing. Neither of them are killed. They are both missing, and that's how the book ends. This is literally the last page of the book, or second to last page, and it says, "To find Mona and Oyster, you only have to look for the Fantastic for Miracles, the amazing tabloid headlines." There are headlines about Gabby and Brian right now in the tabloids. "The young couple seen crossing Lake Michigan on foot in July. Their trip took place between June and August, which includes July." Very strange, okay? Now I'm going to try and make some connections. Here's Brian's Instagram page back a year ago in 2020. All of his captions were pretty average, short, normal Instagram captions. There's another one, and this is when he first moves into the van with his girlfriend, okay? 1 year ago. As they take this cross-country trip, his Instagram captions start getting longer and kind of stranger. They are all about nature and using different wording than he previously did. Here he says, beautiful park with an unfortunate infestation of human beings. This is very similar to something Oyster would have said in Lullaby. This entire caption is about avoiding plastic containers and plastic waste. This is his last Instagram post before he vanished and his girlfriend went missing. It's all about how humans basically don't deserve to be on this earth. Okay, I know I sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist right now, but this is all going to tie together. Watch part 3, and I'm showing you the body cam footage where this starts to get really weird. Looking for freaking ever. I'm just trying to be thorough because I don't want anything to go unnoticed. Okay, now I'm gonna play the body cam footage. Also, ignore my hair. I have a hair mask in, please. But, in the footage, there's just so many points in which his characteristics line up with Oyster, like, in such peculiar ways that I just cannot explain it. In this first clip, they have just run out of water, Brian and Gabby. They're in the middle of a desert. It's 100+ degrees out, and they are being questioned by the police. So I don't know why he would turn down water, but he states that it's because he doesn't like plastic containers, just like Oyster. Like, I don't care how much you don't like plastic. If you're in the desert in 100+ degrees, you're probably going to accept a water.
I need any water? It's okay. It's hot out. I was going to get water because it ran out, but it's okay. No, it's okay. I don't like plastic bottles.
Okay, could just really be into saving the planet, I guess, but here's another strange coincidence. Just like Oyster was abandoned and left by the group on this road trip, Brian states in the footage that his big fear is that Gabby's going to go off and take the van and leave him on the side of the road, basically, just like Oyster.
I was holding on to the keys because I didn't want to go anywhere. And my big fear is, I don't have my phone. I don't have my phone. So she goes off without me. But, all right. I'm on my own.
Also, very strange that he's laughing and smiling throughout this whole incident while his girlfriend is literally hysterical. Now, this is the weirdest part. I noted that Oyster had dirty feet, like it specifically says that, and that he walks around barefoot everywhere. Gabby posted this on July 30th. Brian hikes barefoot everywhere we go. If it were up to him, he wouldn't own any shoes. In fact, when the police are called, because of this whole domestic violence incident, Brian claims that the entire disagreement stemmed from the fact that he had dirty feet.
It was, I wouldn't even call it disagreement. It was just that I'm dirty and I can't change being dirty like I got dirty feet.
Okay, I'm sorry this is taking for freaking ever. I'm just trying to be thorough because I don't want anything to go unnoticed. Okay, now I'm gonna play the body cam footage. Also, ignore my hair. I have a hair mask in, please. But, in the footage, there's just so many points in which his characteristics line up with Oyster, like, in such peculiar ways that I just cannot explain it. In this first clip, they have just run out of water, Brian and Gabby. Okay, but remember this passage that mentions the moth after Oyster is abandoned? This is Gabby's last post, and this was actually posted the day she disappeared. A lot of people have been pointing out that her hair is freshly highlighted, and it looks like it's taken place in October or around Halloween, and we're in August, so that's kind of weird. Look at the caption. What is that moth emoji doing there? Literally, what? These are some of the comments under this post. One person pointed out her hair looking freshly dyed, which doesn't make sense because it doesn't really line up with the timeline of events. Another one where someone says it's weird to post Happy Halloween in August, and she didn't use that emoji ever, so it's just kind of like another person pointing out. Anyone bothered by the fly? It's not a fly. It's literally a moth emoji. Again, at the end of Lullaby, both Oyster and Mona are nowhere to be seen and essentially missing. I find it very strange that Brian has also not been seen since Tuesday. His Pinterest page also has some questionable albums. What do you guys think? Am I onto something? Is she out there? Are they both on the run? Did he abandon her just like Oyster? There's so many things that are possible. I just hope that she's found alive, and I hope he's not the crazy psycho that I have a gut feeling he is. Okay, this is definitely... Again, I could be onto absolutely nothing, but I really just want to find her. I do know that there was a body found near the area where they were camping, and right now the police are trying to figure out, who the body is. After going through Brian's page and considering all of these books that he's been reading and posting about and pinning, I think it's pretty safe to say that he was going through some dark mental issues. All of the books that I mentioned in the last part are very depressing. Most of them are horror books. A lot of them are very serious and deal with mental illness or deal with loss of control or loss of sanity. These are all...
I agree with the comment that just I highlighted. I don't think it's the missing link. I agree, but it is very interesting, and it could tell us a little bit about what his mindset is like. This is pretty eerie, and it's the first time I'm hearing it. It's like one of my they just sent to me. One of my subscribers sent it to me, so it's the first time I'm listening to it, and it is a little eerie. I don't think it's the missing link at all. And I want to make sure I say that I don't think this is the missing link. It is really eerie, though, at everything that she's connecting, though. I will give her that.
All things that he has pinned. Very depressing, kind of scary, just like strange posts. This right here, red flag. This is like how a manipulative boyfriend texts. Again, this shows me mental illness, depression, struggling. Here it says, you do it to yourself, and that's what really hurts. Right below it, I'm going to talk about that in a second. Alright, he has another picture with this. It is never a good idea to do psychedelics when you are in a negative state of mind. Especially dealing with depression and mental illness. I don't think it's coincidence that he's posting about this and about to take a long road trip where they will be in the woods, isolated, away from people. They're young, they're in love, and on their own. What do you guys think? Do you think this was involved? An accident could have happened. Could have been intentional. This could have been planned. He could have been losing it from using this while reading dark books. Who knows?
And Amber, she says it's obviously influenced him, the books. And then Amanda said, and please don't tell me books aren't influential. And just think, right away my mind is going to the one case I covered. What's his name? The one that believed his children had serpent blood. Which case was that, you guys, that we covered? Remember, and he murdered his children, and no one seen it coming. The wife didn't see it. No one seen what was about to happen, but he was believing in what was it he was reading about? Let me see if you guys remember. The Coleman case, yes. And how he started reading Coleman. Yeah, he started reading about the Illuminati, and what was the other thing he was reading? And he believed his children had serpent blood that was from the mom. So I know people be like, oh, how can people be influenced or think? I don't know. Yeah, that one, Buttercup. Yes, thank you, Open Eyes. Yes. Open minds, open eyes. So it is pretty interesting what she's saying. That was a sad case, extremely sad case.
Again, I could be on. Sent me this in my Instagram DMs. This was posted to Gabby's Pinterest board. Okay, this is the novel Zodiac. There's also a movie if any of you guys want to watch it. You know, if you don't like reading, but basically this is about a serial killer who is going around California killing young women and couples. And what is interesting about this serial killer is that he leaves notes, and he leaves clues behind as to why he did it and basically how he thinks he can get away with all of this. What the person pointed out who DM'd this to me was that right in this paragraph, the killer in the book is using custom cut paper stock. Okay, so this is like not your ordinary paper. It is also monarch size. That could just be a total coincidence, but Gabby's last Instagram photo was taken in front of a monarch mural. Brian also happens to have pinned DIY floral paper and a fabric moth craft kit thing. Might just be coincidences, but this is very weird with the fact that she was reading a passage about custom cut paper that a serial killer was using. Here we go again, how to make your own handmade paper. Kind of weird. He also pinned these 3 images of pumpkins. And again, the last post that Gabby made, she was holding a little pumpkin. And the caption was Happy Halloween. Lullaby also isn't the only book that is featured on their pages. It is the book that is featured the most, but there are a lot of other books by the same author, such as Fight Club. In this image, Gabby is reading Fight Club and Brian is reading The Revenant, which is another book about very dark themes, and identity crisis, revenge, violence, death. Another picture, Gabby is reading Fight Club. Another image where Lullaby is shown. She also posted this to her story while they were on the road. It's pretty hard to see what he's reading in this one, but thanks to the internet, people were able to figure out that it is Annihilation. This image right here that he made a stamp of is a reference to the book Invisible Monsters, also by the same author of Lullaby and Fight Club. He also saved 3 pins about the Invisible Man, as well as multiple pins about the Joker movie. In the next part, I'm going to discuss how this all might be related. Okay, someone just sent me this in my Instagram DMs. This was posted as of 25 minutes ago. Gabby has been found. She's not alive. I really have no words. This is the ending that I did not think or did not hope would come true. Rest in peace to Gabby, and you know, I didn't know her, but nobody deserves this. Nobody deserves to die at such a young age and to be found all alone in the middle of the woods. So my heart goes out to her family, and right now I think that the best thing that everyone can do is help to give information to the police to find Brian, because he is still nowhere to be seen. He is still unwilling to cooperate with the police. And I think that he holds the answers to getting some closure for Gabby's family and for Gabby herself, because she does not deserve to go out without her story being told. So thank you to everyone who's, I mean, I don't need followers from this. I don't want.
So what do you guys think about that? It was interesting. Thank you for sending me that. It was, and I'm gonna have to watch it again. It was really interesting, the connection she put together. I'm gonna give her that. Really interesting. I don't think it's the missing a link, but it was definitely really interesting. Notice she reads whatever he's into. I have read a couple of books but the author, but I think it was pretty telling that she was. Did you all see the post true crime showing appearance poses? No, I did not. Yeah, I think we all agree with that comment by Scott. He sucks. And I was looking to see if there was anything updates from the people from Twitter that I follow. So far, nothing. Let me see the FBI. Yeah, no new updates, you guys. Nothing. I'm looking at. Let me see. It just says Brian just posted, Brian Eaton, I should say, before I just say Brian. They just have a memorial in Northport, Florida. People are traveling from all over to leave flowers and messages for her. That was his most recent one. But other than that, there's nothing. Nothing. We're still waiting for the cause of death. Did you hear John Walsh telling him? Yeah, I played that. I played your thing, Amanda, but I stopped it from that part. But I did hear it, and I just repeated what he said, but not fully everything. Someone was like, "Why didn't you play it?" I just don't feel comfortable playing somebody telling somebody else to off themselves. I just don't feel comfortable doing that myself. But I did play. I did play it. Let me see what did Amber say? She says it gives you insight. Yeah, it gives you insight to his mind and things he likes, and he seems a bit extreme in a lot of ways, even his book choices and obsessions. Yeah, I agree. That's why when I was reading it and she was putting I was listening, and she's putting all those connections together, I was like, okay, this is interesting. And I haven't seen that. I haven't seen anyone share that. So that was really interesting. Thank you, Maxim. Okay, let me see. You said Fox News? I don't think I've followed so many news stations before. I don't know about you guys, but do you follow all the news stations right now? I feel like I follow all of them. Let's see. Let's see. I'm not seeing them live right now. Was that earlier? Let me see. No, I'm here. Yeah, the only news station that I see, let me see, that's live. Let's see. WFLA is not live. They've been killing it. They've been going live every day, all day long with updates. I'm not seeing their live at all. Not yet. Let me pull this one up for you guys for right now. They weren't live with that, but Channels has his name in it. Okay, hold on. That's true. That is so true. Okay, let me pull it up. Let me see. Okay, let me share my screen. So let's see what the newest updates were from WFLA from earlier. Let me see.
Agencies.
Brian reportedly went into the 25,000-acre Carlton Reserve last Tuesday, 75% of which is underwater. Conditions are challenging. It's hot and wet, not to mention finding food, water, and shelter. The expert we spoke with says if Brian is still out there, he's probably in a world of pain. 8 on Your Side is speaking with a self-proclaimed outdoor expert who says he's been through survival school and he knows what Brian is up against is tough.
I think by now he would be in such discomfort, he would give himself up because he's going to want food, he's going to want shelter. I'll be surprised if he's there, and if so, I'll be surprised if he was alive.
And here's a live look at some flowers and signs just outside the Laundrie family home. Those signs of Gabby's face saying, "I was once here." The search continues today for her fiance, Brian Laundrie. Reporting live in Northport, Christine McClarty. Evan, back to you.
All right, thank
Yeah, I'm not really seeing much besides the searching they've done.
The Laundrie family attorney says Brian.
Let's see. So Brian's still missing. They're still searching that reservoir. They're still haven't found him. This case, I don't know about you guys, but it keeps me up. Today I feel all over the place, to be honest with you. My mind is everywhere. Yeah. Do you think he'll be found soon? I wanted Little Miss says, yeah, I agree, Tish. Walsh, seen it all, yeah. And he did another interview where he was talking about that, how the family can now bury Gabby, and he was saying how with his son, he didn't even have a body to bury. He only had his son's head. How awful is that, you guys? How freaking awful is that? I want to know why they think he's even in there besides the parents saying. Yeah, so far that's all we have. I know they were saying, let me see if I can pull it up. Because the parents are the ones who said that that's where he went. He said he was going to go hiking there. I keep feeling like around the night of the 27th, they thought she wanted to leave. She got mad and she started walking away. He grabbed her and fought him off. Yeah, well, and then we have the van, that one YouTuber who caught the van on the side on the 27th too. Then we have the fight at the restaurant, which was at what time? It was during the daytime, so I think it was around 1 or 2, I believe. So they have this, Brian's already upset. They're having this altercation. Gabby's already crying, apologizing for him. Then later on, around towards the evening, 1 p.m., thank you, Rhonda. Then later on, okay, Max, let me see. Later on, then they capture the van on the side. And then the sandal right there, I see that sandal clear as day. I don't know about everybody else, but I do definitely see the sandal right there. He flew back home during the road trip and left Gabby at the hotel. Then he flew back traveling, seemed to come back easy, looking beyond. I still question that. I still question that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I agree. All right, guys. So I'm looking, there's no new updates at all. And I just want to go over I wanted to go over the neighbors' statements and trying to figure out when did they go on this camping trip? Did he ever return? But right now I'm looking and there's nothing new right now to update you guys with. In the beginning, I just said about, people were saying they seen people, news, moving trucks, but they're not at the laundry's home. They're actually a neighbor that's moving out. But besides that, there's nothing new to report today so far, but that can all change later. We just never know with this case, I feel like. But I will definitely keep you guys updated on my community page as much as possible. That's usually where I keep you guys. That's where I usually post as much as I can. He went camping because, and I don't know when I'll be able to squeeze another live in, to be honest with you guys. So I'm just going to be trying to post as much as I can with this case on the community page, because right now I do want to go live. My next live, I do want to talk about the 2 women who were murdered at the camping site. That's the next live I'm going to do, and it's probably going to be for Monday. So just put your phone down. I know. So the reason he's saying this is because yesterday I'm constantly looking, all day long for updates, and I put my phone down to charge, and I went to go lay down, and I didn't realize I fell asleep for I think it was 30 minutes. And I woke up and I was like, oh, I felt so lost. And then I go on Brian Eaton's Twitter and he's saying the police were at the laundry house. And I'm like, what did I miss? So yeah, never put the phone down. Yeah, that's the Monday I want to go live and talk that case. So I'll keep you guys updated today, if any, as always, on my my community page. Right now, I'm definitely going to go to sleep. I do apologize if I seemed all over the place. I feel like I wasn't as organized as I normally am. Right before the live, I deleted by accident the timeline I made for you guys. So I was so upset over it. But, I work nights, so I got home and I went to bed around 6, was up at 8. So I feel like I'm all over the place today, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna go lay down right now. I'm gonna go to bed. So I need you guys to keep me informed. You guys keep me informed on the community post, comment there, or just email me. Yeah. Oh, hey, girl, I didn't even see you in chat. Yeah, I'm gonna knock out right now. I am so exhausted. My eyes are bloodshot red. You know when you need sleep? That's me. I've gotten 2 hours of sleep. So again, I just want to go live just to give you guys some update, but that's all we had. And then I definitely wanted to look at what the neighbors were saying. It's just so sketchy that one of these neighbors seen them packing up and then leaving for the weekend. And then has anybody seen him after that? When law enforcement first gets there, they're right away lawyered up. And did anyone see him there? And then that witness, here I go. Look at me. My mind's going again. Hold on. News. Hold on. Stick with me. You guys are like, go to bed. Hold on. Oh, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda L. Thank you for everything you do. We understand. You do have to. No, I know, but I feel like I was all over the place today. I wasn't my normal self. Like usually I'm organized. I like everything just smooth, you know? But today it's probably because I don't go live on the weekends. Okay, hold on. I want to see something. So remember when Gabby's dad got into some kind of altercation with the Laundrie family? You guys remember hearing about that? Trying to see if I can find that article because I think that gives us a day on there too. Trying to see. Does anybody remember that? Let me see. You guys are just being too kind. You guys are being too kind. Florida, really? I need a nap. I worked last night, so I haven't even slept. I lay down for like 2 hours, I think. I think I slept for 2 hours. So I need sleep right now. I do. So it was the 10th. So the dad went to the house on the 10th. You're downloading books. I thought over the phone. I'm going to look for that article and I'm going to post it on my community page because, and I had all these things, all these links open. Oh, wait, guys, hold on. I think I sent it to myself through email. Hold on. And it's always the people that stay with me to the very end. I always got you guys. I got you. Because I truly appreciate the people that stick it out with me. Okay, let me see. Let me see what I sent to myself. Okay, here we go. I did send it myself. See, I was like really organized before this live and then, okay, hold on. So okay, let me share my screen with you. So this puts another date on the timeline for us. Proof that I was working on a timeline. I actually shared it for my members only. You guys seen what I shared. I was working on a timeline and I deleted that. I deleted it before I went live. Don't ask me. All right. Let me scroll down. Okay, so Gabby Petito's father was involved in a public service incident report at her fiance Brian Laundrie's home on September 10th. 9 days after he returned to Florida without her from cross-country road trip, and a day before she was reported missing by her mother, according to the heavy redacted police report. You know, I believe. Hold on, let's see. I believe somebody had that. And I think it was. Ugh. Don't start posting, playing things. Hold on, guys. I believe Amber shared that. Let me see. On her community page. What is trying to come through with music here? Oh no, I thought she posted this this report, but it was actually the redacted, very heavily redacted. The whole thing is redacted. It would have been the Gabby Petito missing person report. I wonder if we could get this report right here. So see, it links him to the home. So an incident that happened at the home on September 10th. So that tells me that the dad went there on September 10th, right? Or no? Oh my gosh. Where is this coming from? This noise.
Try to put myself in your shoes. It's impossible. Believe me, I understand that. And I'm very sorry to all of you for living through this. I'm trying to understand why this boyfriend, ex-fiance,
Yeah, so it says September 10th, 9 days after he returned to Florida home from a cross-country road trip and a day before she was reported missing by her mother, according to the heavy redacted police report. Oh, we need to get this police report, you guys. Let's see, Petito did not go to the home physically, nor police said separately, but expressed concerns about his daughter's whereabouts. Oh, so nearly everything but this time and address is redacted due to the open investigation, but the document do link Joseph Petito to a police incident report involving the home where his daughter lived with laundry and his parents at 6:30 p.m. on September 10th. The address came up twice on September 11th for the following investigations. Laundry, okay, so yeah, Amanda. So remember the mom said that they were texting, and that's such a sad part, was that she was saying, the whole family was saying that they were trying to said on Dr. Phil that he never went to the laundry house. So I wonder what this incident thing is then, if he never went to the house. Did he elaborate about what this was about? And it's saying it's all redacted except for the dates and stuff, it says. Because nearly everything but the time and address is redacted due to the open investigation, which makes sense. But the documents do link Joseph Petito to a police incident reporting involving the home where his daughter lived with Brian and his parents at 6:30 p.m. on September 10th. Was it the other? No, not the stepdad, because it says Joseph Petito. Yeah, so would I open mine. So would I, especially because the parents, both parents were saying, Gabby's dad was saying how he was reaching out to them and they weren't getting no response. And the mom was reaching out to them and they were actually saying things like, you know, have you heard from the kids? We're worried about the kids. Like, that's just so heartbreaking. They're concerned even about Brian at that time. And at that time that Brian was home and the family knew that. They knew that. So, and by then, if the neighbor's statement is true, then Brian would have, they already went on their camping trip. So it's crazy. Yeah, Amanda's going live next. You think the dad and stepdad look the same? Amanda says, no, I'm not. Yeah, me and Amanda, I don't know about Amanda, but I know Amanda must be tired, but I'm exhausted, you guys. We've been putting in work like, oh my gosh, it's day and night, night and day. And then I really do have like a real job. Someone said in the beginning, get a job. Actually, I do have one. Believe it or not, I have 3 jobs. I have my real job, I have the channel, and I am a mom. So I have 3 jobs. So thank you very much. It's called Mom Life. I'm organizing. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I do. Amanda says no, she's not going to go live. The channel. Sky's my bookkeeper. Yeah, but Monday for sure, I want to talk about the missing, well, not missing, I'm sorry. I do want to talk about Kylan and Crystal. Those were the 2 women who were murdered at the camping site. Those are the ones I want to talk about on Monday. But I will still keep you guys updated with anything new with Gabby's case. If anything unfolds, I will post it there. Yeah, Amanda says she doesn't think so, but anything can happen. Yeah, if something breaking, Amanda will go live. She'll go live. Why were the laundries not seen camping anywhere? That's a good question. That's a good question. And then, the other neighbor that Vanessa from Unmasked interview, she was asked about that camper and the camping trip. And she said she didn't notice the camper not being there. But again, I mean, are you really paying attention to your neighbors, like what's going on with your neighbor, like 2 houses down? I know I don't know what they're doing. I don't even pay attention. So I don't know. You sound hot when you're sleeping. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Amanda could go live like this. I'm too afraid to go live. Why, sweet Sherry? Hey, I didn't even see you in here. Why are you scared to go live? Valerie says, I don't pay attention to my neighbors, especially if you don't. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. So this other neighbor that's seen it, he seemed to give a lot of details. So I believe it. I know some people are like, well, maybe he's mistaken, but I believe that neighbor. And the parents would have been gone, they said, for 3 days. That's very suspicious to me. I don't know about you guys, them being gone for 3 days. Just freaks me out. Just geeks you out or freaks you out? How do I know what? How do I know they went camping? I don't know if they went camping. I don't know where they went. We just have a neighbor saying they packed up that little camper, and he assumed they went camping. I'm assuming he's thinking that because of what they put in there, but who knows? But he said they went camping, and they said that they were gone for 3 days. 3 days, guys. And I mean, it seems like a nice area. No one has doorbell cameras. I thought everyone had doorbell cameras now. Oh, yeah. Well, he returned the first. You have the other neighbor saying she's seen him possibly that on the 2nd or 3rd. One neighbor said with him going for a walk with the family. Then this trip would have had to have happened, if it's true, it had to happen that weekend of that first weekend. And how did not one person, they had all those news stations there, how did no one see him leave to go to this hike he went on? Amanda says, I feel like he got his own camper. Well, that was the confusing thing too with the neighbor's statement, because he said they got a new camper, and then other people are like, no, it's the camper you see on the property right there in the driveway. But again, if they did get that camper, when was that purchased? Was it purchased after the first? But why not just load up your stuff behind in the truck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, Jennifer. A lot going on behind the scenes. I agree 100% with that. Oh, I think so too. My opinion, I think he also left by Tuesday. There was too much activity going on in that street. I 100% agree with that. So much activity. How can he have gotten out? I mean, I know he wasn't, being watched by law enforcement, we're being told, but you had all those cameras there. Amanda says his parents have their own attorney. They know something. I mean, something. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done. I am tired, like really tired. I can't even I'm like, ugh. All right. Thank you guys for being here with me. I do apologize if I was all over the place and not my normal self with this live. Like I said, right before the live, I deleted everything I had ready to go, like a dork, but it's all good. Monday, we're going live, and I do want to talk about, like I said, the Kylan and Crystal. I want to make sure I keep saying their names, and I want to put their photos out and stuff like that. No, I adore you guys. And we're going to talk about that. And then I'll just keep you guys updated on my community page. Let me check right now, see if anything's been posted before I log off. Because after this, I'm going to lay down and I'm going to crash out. Let's see. Let's see what Fox put out. Gabby Petito, Florida lawyer, a mom of two, puts 20. What's this? So yeah, so we do know of that Florida attorney put 20,000 bounty on his whereabouts. So we got that. Trying to see if there's anything I should say now before I crash out. Let's see what's posted here. No, nothing new on there. All right, I'm not seeing anything I need to update you guys with, but thank you guys all for being here with me. Yeah, I'm gonna knock out right now. Gonna sleep. So Amanda, you're up. If anything, just message me, and my phone will go off. If not, you're tired too, Sweet Show. Yeah, I'm tired. My eyes are red right now. I'm freaking tired. Amanda says to watch. Let me highlight that. To watch John Walsh tell Brian off. You're so bad, Amanda. Because Crazy didn't want to play it. I didn't want to play it. Yeah, Valerie, to my mods, I'll talk to you guys right now because we always touch base after I go live. I'll message you guys right now, and then I am gonna go to sleep. So thank you guys. You guys have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you guys. Monday we'll go live, and again we're gonna be talking that murder in Mohawk, and then I'll just keep you guys updated with anything on the community page. And again, Sandra, I'm so glad to have you here. I need to look at my emails. I'll look at them after I get up. Not right now, guys. And Maxim, I don't know if he's still or she, is that a boy or girl? Maxim, are you here? Are you a male or female? I need to know. Tomorrow is going to be the memorial. So far, we don't know if it's going to be streamed. They're saying as of right now, no. It is open to the public, but as for live streaming, it's no right now. So But it is nice of the family. That is extremely nice of them to open it up to the public. And that's something that Tristan Bailey's family did. They opened it up to the public because, you know, everybody connected with that case, and Tristan Bailey became like our daughter too. But they actually live streamed it. But the family, if they choose not to live stream it, I 100%, I'm okay with that, and I totally respect that and understand it. Yeah. I think I want to make like a little video for Gabby. Maybe Amanda, you too, like something nice tomorrow to put up for her in honor of her. Yeah, I think maybe I'll do that later on and put it up tomorrow for her. Just sending prayers for her family right now. Yes. I think Brian went home on the 1st. I do. I mean, we have witnesses saying he was there. They seen him walking, mowing the lawn, going for a bike ride. He's like doing all these activities. I just think it's, to me, even though the neighbor said it wasn't out of the ordinary for him for going for walks with his family, I just think, okay, he's mowing the lawn. He's going on a bike. I don't know. To me, I'm just like, I really feel that he was doing that. He was already creating his alibi. He was putting his face out there, I feel like. But I think after this camping trip, I don't believe he ever came back home. I think that's my opinion. I think he was gone. Okay, I'm not going to be live tomorrow. I'm not sure if Amanda will be live. If Amanda's live, I'll definitely be there, but I normally don't do the lives on the weekend. I went live today, but someone said, you're Mexican crazy? I don't know, Sky. I don't know. All right, guys. So Amanda's going to go live. All right. So if Amanda's live, let's go watch Amanda. I will be asleep. I'm going to knock out. Okay. Thank you guys for being here with me. Thank you guys for the super chats and everything. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.